Smackdown live from Lexington, Kentucky tonight. Man, what a shit week for WWE, bro. What a shit week for WWE. Just wasn't a good 2 nights. Just wasn't a good 48 hours for WWE, man. Raw sucked. Raw sucked. If you guys listened to my review last night, you would have seen how bad the show really was if you didn't watch it. Tonight, we turn around to SmackDown Live to hopefully be that redeeming factor during the week. I didn't get no redeeming qualities from this show. I didn't get anything from this show, outside of the fact that Ruby Riott added a second T to her name. I don't believe how many people were upset by this, man. I don't believe how many people were upset by this. People were legitimately tweeting me, "Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, I don't believe it. How could they do this? This company sucks. This company is so fucking stupid." That's all I seen on Twitter, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you sound like me on a bad week. Why are you complaining about this? Is it going to make Ruby Riott's act any different, the fact that she added another T to her name? I mean, I don't understand people why they're getting so salty over the fact that WWE obviously ran into a problem copyright-wise with the original name of Ruby Riott, so they had to go about it and add another T to her name. I got the news on that. We'll go over that today. The Bludgeon brothers back in action tonight. And we see the... What's the good word to use for these guys? We finally see the mental breakdown of the hype bros, bro. Stay hype, bro. Zack Ryder ain't hype anymore. Zack Ryder got his ass kicked by Mojo Rawley. We'll go over that today as well. Apparently, the hype bros are no longer bros. The Ascension apparently died on tonight's show. I guess they got fucking dissolved in poisonous green mist. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know why Breezango is not in the ring wrestling. I mean, if they want to be comedians, you know, I can easily set them up with a nice tour of New York, and we can set them up with a act at Dangerfields. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you want to see them do comedy, or do you want to see Tyler Breeze do what he does best? Wrestle. Ridiculous. Daniel Bryan says no, 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 hell no to Shane McMahon. He is not a yes man for the corporate machine known as SmackDown Live. We got Sami Zayn barred from ringside tonight in a match with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Shane McMahon said, "Yeah, I like this match that you made last week, but I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to spice it up a little bit. We're going to make it a no DQ match." So that's what we got tonight. Speaking of Ruby Riott, her in-ring debut on SmackDown Live with Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. So all that today right here on SmackDown Live Review. Not a lot happened on this show, but we'll go over everything and I'll give you my my expert opinion on the happenings this week on SmackDown Live. I am, of course, JD from New York. If you guys don't already know that, I am the YouTube narcissist. Forget Lex Luger, bro. Forget Lex Luger. I am the narcissist. JD from NY. If you guys missed Monday Night Raw Review, it is live on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Over an hour long of Monday Night Raw Review. Very entertaining. And Bray Wyatt makes an appearance, as always. You know, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. "Oh, Matt Hardy, you cannot delete JoJo's fat ass, Matt Hardy, man. You cannot make JoJo's fat ass obsolete, man. You cannot do anything to JoJo's ass, man. All I can tell you, man, is that JoJo's fat ass is delightful, man. It is wonderful, man." Bray Wyatt on Monday Night Raw Review. If you guys missed that, go and check that out. Apparently Matt Hardy's broken as well, or he's on the road to being more broken. That is live on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go and check that out for me. Over 20,000 views already in a span of 24 hours. You guys are fucking great. Almost 1,300 likes. Make sure you guys go and check it out. For me, if you did miss it. Off the Script Extra was actually uploaded as well yesterday. News on Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, the brother of Matt Hardy, looking to make a return by WrestleMania 34. So get going and check those videos out if you can after this one in your subscription box. I want to thank everybody for voting for Off the Script on WrestlingRadioAwards.com. If you guys are a fan, if you guys are new to the channel, and you guys enjoy what I do, I would really appreciate everybody to go to WrestlingRadioAwards.com and vote where you see Show of the Year. You're looking at it right now on the screen. You're going to see Show of the Year. Last year, we won Best New Show of the Year. This year, I want to win Show of the Year. Solomonster and Solomonster Sounds Off won this 3 straight years. And I would love to dethrone the king. So all you're going to do is go to WrestlingRadioAwards.com, vote for Show of the Year, and type in Off the Script with JD from NY. Submit your vote. You guys can vote once a day, every single day. This is a preliminary stage right now for this awards. As soon as we get the most votes, we are then going on to the second round, and then that's where the real voting begins. So WrestlingRadioAwards.com and vote for Off the Script for Show of the Year. What do I win? I win nothing. It's merely bragging rights. That's all it is. It's like Survivor Series for podcasts. You win bragging rights. No, really, I win a round-trip stay at some beautiful Bahama resort. As soon as I get to the island, I'm going to get a back massage from a beautiful woman in a grass skirt. They're going to serve me pina coladas with extra Bacardi. I'm going to be double-fisting them motherfuckers. And I'm going to be saying fuck you to everybody as I am spending 2 weeks on a fantasy island. No, but really, it's for bragging rights. WrestlingRadioAwards.com and Off the Script for Show of the Year. Thank you guys so very much. I also want to thank everybody for checking out BarbershopWindow.com. BarbershopWindow.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and check that out. T-shirts are available right now. Black Friday sale is over. There is no Cyber Monday sale. It went through most of Cyber Monday, but everybody's asking me to match WWE.com's prices for 50% off. I can't do that, bro. I don't have that power. But you guys can still get your T-shirts, and we still are selling a lot of T-shirts, man, even after the sale, after the fact. BarbershopWindow.com/offthescript. If you guys want to get the new Jinder Mahal Get Off My TV design, you guys know he is the
make-believe Maharaja.
Yeah, man. Well, if you guys just hate the Twitter trolls and you want to send them to Bench Boulevard, Eat, Sleep, Bench, Repeat, the new T-shirt for Off the Script, available right now on BarbershopWindow.com. Thank you guys so very much. Tonight's broadcast, tonight's podcast, tonight's video, whatever the fuck you want to call it, brought to you by Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. We got 4 days left, or 3 days now, it's the 28th. 3 days left to really amp up Audible for the month of November, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys can get one free audiobook just for listening to the show tonight, man. All you got to do is go to Audible Trial, and you're going to get 1 month free of their service as well. If you guys want Daniel Bryan's new book, or not new book, but you want Daniel Bryan's book, if you want Justin Roberts' new book, if you guys want Jim Ross's new book, AJ Lee's new book, if you guys want to get the hardcore truth of ECW, the death of WCW, you guys want to pre-order Mick Foley's new book, you can do it all with audibletrial.com/offthescript. Even if you don't want a wrestling-related book, you got over 180,000 books to choose from. Great way to support the show, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Ruby Riott changes her name. Or WWE, rather. She didn't change her name willingly. WWE changed her name. Before tonight's broadcast of SmackDown Live, news last week broke that WWE removed Luke from Luke Harper's name and Eric from Eric Rowan's name. They are now simply known as Harper and Rowan, which I don't really mind. It sounds good when Greg Hamilton says it, and it fits the Bludgeon Brothers gimmick. But it looks like WWE has changed Ruby Riott's name because of a copyright issue. I believe they tried to copyright the name Ruby Riott, and they tried to copyright it dating back all the way to April. They did not receive a word from the copyright offices or the people in charge of the copyright, so they had to take things into their own hands, and now she is simply named, and this is her profile on WWE.com, Ruby Riott with 2 T's. There you see Ruby Riott with her big schnoz. So there you go, Ruby Riott now with 2 T's on SmackDown Live. So for those asking why they changed her name, it's not that big of a deal. It's not going to hinder her character. It's not going to take away from what she does in the ring. In fact, Ruby Riott had a very impressive showing tonight, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought she had a very impressive showing tonight. Ruby Riott had a presence about her that I really didn't see on NXT. Now, she is obviously given a more important role on SmackDown Live. She was just pretty much, a body to fill a roster spot in the women's division on NXT. She really wasn't given anything of great importance. Now she's leading a stable that she aptly named the Riott Squad, and she is the centerpiece. She is the mouthpiece for Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Still, I don't think these pairings make any sense. I don't think there's any logic behind these pairings at all. I think all 3 of these women are complete polar opposites. Ruby Riott's punk rock. Liv Morgan is a firecracker, She is got the blonde hair, and Sarah Logan is playing a country girl gimmick. But she is definitely the muscle of the group. Muscle meaning she is the enforcer of the group. So Ruby Riott did have a nice presence about her tonight. She did cut a very good promo before she went out to fight Charlotte, Natty, and Naomi in that 6-woman tag. Yet some creative booking on WWE's behalf. 6-man tag last night, that was ruined. And then WWE just books these women on SmackDown Live in what? A six-man tag, So that's that with Ruby Riott. The show started off, SmackDown started off tonight with Shane McMahon. And he's addressing Daniel Bryan and the entire Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens situation. He goes on to say that he really liked Daniel Bryan taking initiative and making a lumberjack match, and that he was pretty confident that Daniel Bryan was going to fire Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn after the lumberjack match because he figured he wanted to punish them a little bit by having all the SmackDown Live guys just get a piece of them before he ships them off to unemployment. But Daniel Bryan says that I am not a yes man. I am not what you expect. I want you to trust me in doing a job. So Daniel Bryan says, hell no, to Shane McMahon, as Shane McMahon calls out Daniel Bryan last week for not firing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Shane, I understand why you and a ton of other people think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens should be fired. But as somebody who's been fired a couple times myself, I believe in second chances. And I know how much Sami and Kevin wanted to be a part of Survivor Series. Admittedly, their selfishness and jealousy led them to make a very bad decision, and they should have never interfered in the Survivor Series match. But Shane, you too, sometimes your temperament can get the best of your better judgment. It happens all the time.
In this specific case, I agree with you. Let me remind you that Kevin Owens beat my father unmercifully in this ring. So to quote Sami Zayn, check on my temper there. Let me remind you that it was Sami Zayn who got involved in my Hell in a Cell matchup against Kevin Owens right there.
Kevin Owens?
Double check. And let me remind you that those 2 individuals betrayed the entire SmackDown roster. Triple check.
But you also have to understand why they did those things. They did them in the name of competition and trying to grab the brass ring.
Gonna stop it right there just for a second. At this point, I'm watching this, and I'm really enjoying where they're going with this. As far as Daniel Bryan and his explanation for why he didn't fire Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I like that explanation, and I like where Daniel Bryan took this and added to explain to Shane McMahon.
And like I said last week, in those two guys, in Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, I see real talent. If we fire them, ultimately, they're just going to end up on Monday Night Raw.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You tied up the biggest loose end. You tied up the biggest logic gap that WWE had staring right at it. Why would Shane McMahon want to fire these guys to send them to unemployment only for Monday Night Raw, who you were just in Survivor Series with? Why would you want to add two top-tier talents in this company to a brand that you just fought at Survivor Series? Doesn't make any sense. Daniel Bryan sees that. Shane McMahon is letting his anger and his ego cloud his judgment. I'm glad that they put that in for Daniel Bryan to explain to Shane McMahon. Very nice. Very nice. But then Shane McMahon comes back and doesn't really care about what Daniel Bryan says, as you'll hear in a second.
Great, that'd be my sister's problem.
But see,
They'll be Stephanie's problem.
Last week. I took this job under the pretense that you didn't want just a yes man. If you wanted just a puppet who would just do whatever you wanted them to do, I'm sorry, I'm not your guy. But if you want somebody who recognizes in-ring talent, who wants to give talent opportunities, who wants to use those talent the best we possibly can right here on SmackDown Live, then I'm your guy.
It sounds like if you're going to place a face with a role, it sounds like Shane is leaning more towards the heel and Daniel Bryan is being presented more as the babyface. His explanation was very babyface-like. Shane McMahon is going to be the heel here because nobody's going to go against Daniel Bryan. So if Shane McMahon is willingly just going to brush off Daniel Bryan and not give a shit about his explanation and his opinion, that's automatically going to make Shane McMahon the heel here. So either way you look at it, if they're setting up something for these two guys, and I hope that they are, I'm very intrigued by what they do here. And the only reason why I'm intrigued with this storyline is the question mark that is Daniel Bryan. Is WWE going to allow him to wrestle? Are they going to allow him to wrestle Shane McMahon and tie up this storyline? Because they missed the boat with The Miz. The Miz shit with Daniel Bryan was fantastic. And they didn't pull the trigger on that. Now that's a ship that's fucking long lost at sea. You ain't going to see that again. Now they're doing it again with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. Or is WWE just going to let this go and we're going to have the same old with two authority figures on a brand fighting over power, the power struggle on a specific brand? And are they going to let Daniel Bryan walk out of WWE? I don't know. But I'm very intrigued by what they do here. Shane McMahon is going to play the role of a heel. Daniel Bryan is not going to play the role of a heel. They would never put Daniel Bryan in that position. That's not going to make them money, and I don't see Daniel Bryan being a heel. It's impossible for the man to be a heel.
I just need you to trust me so that when you leave, I can make the decisions.
I do trust you. And the decision, let's take it back to what you made last week. They're still here. They're not fired. But one thing that I do applaud you on is that you made a match right here for tonight. Kevin Owens against Randy Orton. But I'm going to add to that idea a little bit. And just to let you know that the Newsies paperboy, Sami Zayn, is barred from ringside. And tonight's match between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton will now be held under no disqualification rules.
What an announcement by Shane McMahon.
So that was that. They shook hands. Shane McMahon liked the match that Daniel Bryan proposed last week. He just added to it. All seems well right now. Obviously, when we get to the main event, all did not go well because whatever Shane McMahon wanted, or whatever ruling that Shane McMahon instituted for that match, Daniel Bryan allowed to happen. So we'll see what happens next week, and we'll talk about that when we get to the main event part of this show. First match we got on tonight's show was The New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. I was legitimately taken back. I would not say shocked, but I was scratching my head over the decision for this match. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable are going to be set up for a tag team championship match against the Usos. But going into this match, the New Day end up winning this match. I don't understand that decision. I mean, if Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable are being set up for a tag team championship match, you want them to look as strong as possible to challenge probably the best tag team in the world right now, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. I don't understand that. But the New Day gets the victory. Are the New Day being set up for another rematch for the Usos after they're done with Benjamin and Gable? I don't understand why I don't understand why it would be a bad thing to see the New Day lose a few weeks in a row. That's what they're there to do now. They had their time in the sun. They had their run as tag team champions. Now it's time to put over new teams. It's time for the division to flourish. Benjamin and Gable are being set up next. Why would you want to have them go into Clash of the Champions with a loss? I don't understand that. Unless they come back and they get a rematch and they just do the old 50-50 booking. I don't understand this decision. I really don't. I will say this, though. Xavier Woods is very impressive, man. I never mention Xavier Woods as being, like, overly impressive. If I was to see Xavier Woods break away from the New Day, I think he would be very well for himself. I think he would do really good for himself. Xavier Woods is very talented, and I honestly think with Kofi Kingston's high-flying skills, everybody knows Kofi, he's got multitude of championships under his belt. Big E is obviously the muscle of the group. I feel like sometimes Xavier Woods gets lost in the shuffle with the New Day. I feel like he's just kind of there to some people. I think Xavier Woods may be, pound for pound, one of the most talented guys in WWE. I've seen him do stuff that I really am not keen on seeing him do. Planches over the top. He had an absolutely unbelievable big missile dropkick off the top rope in this match on Chad Gable. Beautiful missile dropkick. But in the end, it was the New Day getting the win, man. Kofi with the boom drop. Shelton blocks Trouble in Paradise. He went for Trouble in Paradise. Kofi dumps him to the floor. Gable also gets dumped to the floor. Woods runs the ropes, does a suicide dive over the top. Benjamin goes back in, but Kofi super kicks him. Woods tags in, and Kofi sets up with a backbreaker position, and we have Xavier Woods flying off the top rope with a double foot stomp on Shelton Benjamin for the pin. 1, 2, 3. The New Day beat American Alpha 2.0, or the American Standard. Somebody tweeted me on Twitter, JD, what do you think of Benjamin and Gable being called the American Standard? I like that name. I think that's fantastic. Instead of just calling them Benjamin and Gable, the American Standard. Perfect name for them. New Day get the victory here. Again, I don't know why. We have the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Hype Bros. This is exactly the same thing that we seen last week. It was Harper and Rowan versus the Hype Bros. I thought that they were going to get new competition, but all of a sudden I see the Hype Bros, Ryder and Mojo Rawley standing in the ring, and I'm like, uh-oh. Here we go. Rinse and repeat from last week. Last week it was Mojo Rawley getting his ass kicked. This week it was the exact same thing. Sequence for sequence, move for move. It was the same exact thing as last week that they did to Mojo. This week they just did it to Zack Ryder. Absolute squash for the win. The Bludgeon Brothers get another easy squash victory over the Hype Bros. I'm really sitting here having high hopes for both Harper and Rowan. I mean, these guys look very, very good. They look refreshed. I was watching this with my brother tonight. He even said that Harper looks incredibly thinner than he did last time he seen him. And Eric Rowan looks like he put on a little bit more muscle than last time we seen him. I don't know if it's the outfits that are making them look that way, but they both look great. And if they continue to build these guys up as a menacing fucking duo on SmackDown Live, I think these guys can really be a hit in the SmackDown division. I really do. They just need a good babyface team to go against them. Because right now, they are as heel gets. After the match, Ryder was interviewed by one of the resident bots on SmackDown Live. I don't know her name. But he says, something needs to change. All of a sudden, Mojo Rawley from behind attacks Zack Ryder, beats him down. Fans are chanting, "This is awesome." And Mojo is choking Zack Ryder, saying, "The Hype Bros are dead. Do you hear me? The Hype Bros are dead." I don't know what good this does. I really don't know what good this does. Does anybody care that the Hype Bros broke up? Finally, after weeks of teasing, we knew this was going to be the end result, and WWE finally pulled the trigger on this. But I asked the question to everybody watching. How much of an impact is this going to make? Is Zack Ryder all of a sudden going to become a superstar sensation on SmackDown Live? No. He's already seen his day in the fucking sun. I don't see Zack Ryder going anywhere. Mojo Rawley, as far as I'm concerned, has already hit his ceiling. I don't see him doing anything out of the ordinary that's going to make me a Mojo Rawley fan. I don't see him main eventing SmackDown Live anytime soon. I don't see him competing for mid-card titles anytime soon. This is a waste of a breakup. This is another tag team that had so much promise in NXT that wasn't utilized on the main roster, and then WWE thinks that these guys are going to be better apart than they are together. Why? This has no impact at all. It's not like Zack Ryder is the Shawn Michaels here and Mojo Rawley is the Marty Jannetty. It's not like you're breaking these guys away and you're going to find the next Bret the Hitman Hart or the next Shawn Michaels. It's not going to happen. This type of situation has absolutely zero impact and zero importance if both of these guys have been garbage for so long. Mojo has had a taste of a singles run. Did it go anywhere? No. He got buried by Jinder Mahal. Zack Ryder hasn't had a push for 5 years now? Remember when Zack Ryder was the U.S. champion and Daniel Bryan and CM Punk were both world champions? Yeah, many moons ago. I don't see Zack Ryder going back to that type of push on WWE television. This has zero impact. So what WWE seemingly did here is -1 from the tag team division that already has not enough teams in it to begin with. Zero impact. This will go nowhere. Ryder and Mojo Rawley, they got absolutely nothing awaiting for them but Titus Catering on SmackDown Live. Mojo Rawley was then interviewed again by one of the other resident bots on SmackDown Live. Mojo, can I have a word with you? Why did you break up the Hype Bros? Resident Android number 2, Caleb Braxton. Why he attacked Ryder, Mojo says the landscape has changed. Whatever the fuck that means, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode. We discussed this on Off the Script. Rumors were going around that Bobby Roode's next opponent was going to be Baron Corbin, and he was going to be challenging for the United States Championship. Well, they highlighted that in the Lumberjack match last week, and they highlighted it again tonight on SmackDown Live with Dasha Fuentes backstage with the glorious Bobby Roode. Roode cuts a promo on Corbin saying that he knows that they're awful. These Android interviewers are fucking terrible, dude. Roode cuts a promo on Corbin and says he knows there's someone out there that's smarter, better, and someone that will take away his United States title. We got Bobby Roode going on and on about Baron Corbin until Corbin just shows up out of nowhere, says Roode is delirious if he thinks he's scared of him. Roode challenges Corbin to put the title on the line tonight. I thought it was going to happen. We got Baron Corbin getting into the microphone, and I thought he was going to say yes, but he says no. So they will probably do this at Clash of Champions. Corbin declines the challenge tonight. 2-on-1 handicap match. AJ Styles versus
The make-believe Maharaja.
and his two goons, Samir and Sunil Singh. This was an absolute fucking waste of my time, man. An absolute fucking waste of my time. Jinder Mahal looks every bit as terrible without the WWE Championship as he did with it. And why doesn't he wear socks with his shoes? Do you know the foot odor that would accumulate if I wore dress shoes with no socks? Especially if you wear those thin fucking black dress socks. It feels like as if you're not even wearing socks. But Jinder just doesn't wear socks at all. Now, I know that's probably the style. I know that's probably how he does it in his home country. But I just can't picture wearing dress shoes without socks. The foot odor. My God, man. Jesus Christ. So, Jinder, not only do you suck, but I'm sure you have terrible foot odor. Put some socks on, bro. AJ Styles was beat up before the bell even rung. This was a 3-on-1 attack. Jinder's getting some cheap shots in. After all of this, the Singh brothers continue on the attack. AJ turns it around. Samir climbs up for a superplex. AJ Styles fights him off. He actually hits a super Styles clash on top of Sunil. He does it to Samir. A super Styles clash off the second rope. Unbelievable move there. Nice spot by AJ Styles. He gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. And Jinder, after the match, is so pissed off. He takes his frustration out on both goons. He actually does the Colossus. One of the worst Colossus I have ever fucking seen. The guy can't even do his finishing move correctly. Yet I'm supposed to take this guy serious as WWE champion. The guy is terrible. When are you guys going to understand that? Jinder Mahal is terrible. But I am a little bit more confident now than I was then that I don't think WWE is going to give this guy the WWE Championship. This guy is a complete waste of fucking time. So he does the Colossus to the Singh brothers. Chants of "You still suck." Yeah, that's the champion that WWE wants. Fans chanting "You still suck" at him. And no, it's not because of his character. The guy genuinely just really sucks. So that was that. AJ Styles in this boring fucking storyline where he's got to fight off the Singh brothers to ultimately get to Jinder Mahal. How many fucking times have we seen that before? Nakamura did it. Orton did it. Now Styles is doing it. Just get this guy off the fucking brand. Get him to, you want to fire Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I would legitimately fire Jinder Mahal. The guy is worthless. Dasha Fuentes is backstage with Ruby Riott. She's backstage with Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan. Ruby reveals the name of their group, and the Riott Squad introduces themselves to SmackDown Live.
Ladies, earlier tonight, Charlotte Flair said that your 5 minutes of fame were over, and that after tonight, nobody was going to remember your names. What is your response?
Well, in case anyone forgot, let me go ahead and remind them. My name is Ruby Riott. This is my friend Liv Morgan and my friend Sarah Logan. Collectively, we call ourselves the Riott Squad.
Ruby, I think the Queen might still be a little bit foggy from that beating we gave her last week.
Becky Lynch knows who we are, but she's probably in traction in Houston. Last week, we sent a message to the entire WWE universe. We're not here to make friends. We're not here to audition for Total Divas. We're here
God
to turn the
forbid.
entire SmackDown Live women's division upside down. And I have two of the most dangerous women in the world on my side.
I would not really consider Liv Morgan one of the most dangerous women in the world, bruh. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Why you would say that? I mean, when I look at Liv Morgan, I see Jersey Shore. I mean, she's wearing bright yellow and has fucking pigtails in her hair, or braids in her hair. She's got a piercing in her nose, and she's I don't see that as dangerous, bro. Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, Not really dangerous. Doesn't even make sense. But I'm going to give them a shot.
Liv Morgan, she's my little firecracker.
Yeah, I'm sure she's Tyler Bates' little firecracker, too.
Go off at any moment.
And I'm about to hop off like it's the 4th of July.
See, I like the role that Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan are playing. You know, Ruby Riott is very serious. Got to change the theme music, though. If you wanted to be heel, change the fucking theme music. It's a little too uppity for a punk rock theme. Maybe a little bit more harder edge song now that she's a heel, or being portrayed as one at least. You know, Ruby Riott had a nice presence to her. She cut this promo very well. She seemed very comfortable. Liv Morgan, you know, she did well for herself, too. She's playing that firecracker, I'm going to say, and do anything I want. I got a few screws loose type deal. And then Sarah Logan is the enforcer, the muscle of the group.
And Sarah Logan, she is the grittiest Southern belle I have ever met.
And I come from a family of hunters. Last week, we set a trap, and tonight, we bagging 3 big game trophies.
Oh, we're bagging 3
Charlotte,
big game trophies,
Naomi,
man.
Natalya, they better be ready. Because they're about to experience a riot.
There you go. The Riott Squad. The Riott Squad on SmackDown Live. People are saying, well, what a boring name. It's simple. It works. I don't want women's stables. We got Absolution on Monday Night Raw. And then we got the Riott Squad on SmackDown Live. We're back to the fucking... You see how WWE comes full circle with uncreative ideas? They did this when Charlotte and Becky and Sasha all debuted. They put them all in 3 stables. Now we got fucking 2 stables here with more NXT talent and obviously Paige. It's stupid. It's stupid. It reeks of just lazy writing. So, their first match on SmackDown Live ended up being a victory. Natalya just left. Natalya started off with Ruby Riott, and she walks out on her team after that. Liv Morgan comes in, and they all start beating on Naomi and Charlotte. Liv Morgan and Logan take apart the steel steps after everything has broken down in this match. They take apart the steel steps. They stand it upside down on its head. They grab Naomi and launch her right into the fucking steel steps and then stomp on her repeatedly. Then they take the other half of the steps and lay them over Naomi. Logan catapults Naomi face first into the steps. Ruby Riott is working on Charlotte Flair in the ring. Ruby and Sarah Logan double team Flair in the ring. Logan drops Flair with a headbutt. Logan slams Flair by her hair, tags Ruby back in. Double team continues. Flair fights them off. Spear to Liv Morgan, and she sends Ruby Riott into the turnbuckle. Then the numbers game, 3-on-1, just catches up with Charlotte because she can't really do anything since Naomi's outside. She got thrown into the steel steps. Ruby dropped her for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Ruby Riott pins the SmackDown Live Women's Champion on SmackDown Live. And the Riott Squad get their first main roster victory here on SmackDown Live. After the match, Naomi was stretchered out because of the attack on the steel steps. So that makes Becky and Naomi now gone from the women's division, storyline-wise, because of the Riott Squad. We had Breezango in the back with the Ascension. A mystery character was revealed this week, or appears on the screen, and says that the team of the Fashion Files has been making a mockery of the tag team division. You can say that again. And now it's time to pay. They have to escape the room, and that they're chained to the walls, and they have to do that before gas fills the room. Breezango escapes, but the Ascension are left in the gas-filled room. They look like they are dead. Don't know what that was about. Don't know who the mystery character is. But I just want to see the fucking team of Breezango in the wrestling ring. Wrestling. Enough of this fucking comedic shit. It's not even funny anymore. The Fashion Files have well overstayed their welcome. No DQ match. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, main event of SmackDown Live. And this was actually a very good match, man. Very, very good match. Kevin Owens gets the victory here. And as you guys know from the beginning of the show, this was made into a no DQ match by Shane McMahon. Sami Zayn is barred from ringside. It's a one-on-one match. He doesn't want Sami Zayn saving Kevin Owens in any way at all. There was a beautiful spot in this match where Randy Orton did a picture-perfect superplex on Kevin Owens. Beautiful move. Fucking almost leveled the entire ring. Very beautiful move. Randy Orton was nailing kendo stick shots on Kevin Owens. He slammed him on the announce table at one point as well. But in the end here, Sami Zayn came out and he disobeyed not only Shane McMahon's orders, but Daniel Bryan said, listen, there's nothing I can do to help you. You're not the only ones fighting to keep your job. You got to do this tonight. I am not giving you guys any extra. Sami, you are barred from ringside. This is Owens versus Orton. Sami Zayn not only disobeyed Shane McMahon, but he disobeyed Daniel Bryan as well. He came down wielding a steel chair. Owens and Randy Orton fought through the crowd all the way to the stage. All of a sudden, Sami Zayn comes out and starts hitting Randy Orton in the back repeatedly with a steel chair. Started to work on his hamstring. But Kevin Owens sees this. He sees an opening. He rolls Randy Orton in the ring. Randy Orton's going for a draping DDT. He gets chop blocked instead. So Randy Orton is down on the mat. Kevin Owens sees an opening. He climbs the top rope. And he goes for his bullfrog splash. Nails it. And he hits it. 1, 2, 3. Done. Kevin Owens pins Randy Orton tonight on SmackDown Live. So Kevin Owens evaded the draping DDT. He evaded the RKO. He chop blocks Randy Orton. Takes him out with a super kick. Frog splash off the top. 1, 2, 3. And that was SmackDown Live. I am very interested to see what Shane McMahon follows up with next week, being that Sami Zayn disobeyed both Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. Is he going to take this out on Daniel Bryan? Is Shane McMahon going to push his power around and pretty much be the one to say, you see what I mean? I told you so. This is exactly why I wanted to fire these guys. What explanation is Daniel Bryan going to have next week on SmackDown Live? This is becoming very interesting. I'm wondering if they're leading to a Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan match at WrestleMania. Looks like it. Looks like Shane McMahon might be teetering on that heel roll. But I don't know, man. If you're going to mix in Daniel Bryan with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I don't necessarily think that Daniel Bryan's going to get involved with those guys. He's merely sticking up for top talent because he knows what they are, what they're worth and how valuable they are to SmackDown Live, because he doesn't want to see them go over to Monday Night Raw. And I'm glad they made mention of that. But is Shane McMahon going to push his power around and pretty much say, like, I told you so? You know? So it's going to be very interesting on SmackDown Live next week. So we'll see what happens, man. But that is your SmackDown Live review. Not much of anything tonight, man. A very ho-hum show. WWE really isn't doing anything for Clash of Champions yet. It looks like we might see another 6-woman tag at Clash of Champions. I might see Becky Lynch come back, or I can see Becky Lynch come back and team with Naomi and Charlotte against the Riott Squad. We know it's Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles. Looks like they're setting up Bobby Roode versus Baron Corbin for the United States Championship. I don't know where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fit into this. They might be going one on another tag team match with the New Day. Not really sure. Benjamin and Gable versus the Usos. So Clash of Champions is shaping up. You can kind of piece the puzzle together and see where they're going with certain matches to fill out that card. But that should become more clear as the weeks roll on to Clash of Champions, man. I am JD. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow for NXT. It's Peyton Royce versus the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane. I'm not sure if this is a new set of tapings or if this is the last show of the last set of tapings. We don't know yet. So we'll see what happens tomorrow on NXT. But I will be right here tomorrow night giving you guys a full-fledged NXT review as always. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT right here on the channel. I'll talk to you guys later.